Hello my keto peeps, it's Samaya and welcome back to my channel. I don't sugarcoat. Today you guys, we are going to be making cornbread, and I know you've probably seen quite a few recipes out there and maybe you've even tried some, but give my recipe a try. I think you're really gonna like it. I think you're really going to enjoy it. So let's get started. Okay, you guys, so this recipe is super easy. It's not that complicated at all. What we're going to be using for our flours are almond flour and Lupin flour, you guys. And I particularly love almond flour in this recipe. And I know you seldom see me using almond flour, and that's only because I used it so much in the beginning of my keto journey that I kind of got burned out on it, and that's what sent me looking for other stuff. But for cornbread, and I don't make cornbread often, but when I need it, I feel like almond flour is the perfect flour for this. And it kind of just reminds me the most of cornmeal as far as texture wise. So when it comes to cornbread, I love using almond flour in this recipe. So we're going to use 1.5 cup of almond flour. And we're going to use 1/2 cup of Lupin flour. We're going to add in 2 teaspoons of baking powder. And we're going to add in 1/2 teaspoon of Xanthan Gum and 1/2 teaspoon of salt. And now what we want to do is go ahead and mix these together first. And you just want to crunch up any little chunks of almond flour. I don't feel it's necessary to sift the almond flour for this recipe, just because, you know, it's supposed to be kind of coarse and remind you of cornmeal. So I don't feel as though I need to sift for this. Okay. And now what we want to add to this is 1.5 tablespoons of Confectioners Swerve. And you can make this cornbread as sweet or non-sweet as you like. Truth be told, I like and have eaten cornbread both ways my whole life. You know, my mom would make it non-sweet, and then sometimes she would make Jiffy for us when we were kids. And so when I went searching for a recipe, not a recipe, but when I went searching for something to be able to help me imitate Jiffy cornbread, I was looking to mimic that kind of flavor, you guys. We're gonna go ahead, just a second before I finish that story, we're gonna go ahead and add 4 whisked eggs. And we're gonna go ahead and add 4 tablespoons of heavy whipping cream. And we're gonna add 1/4 cup or 4 tablespoons of any nut flour you want. Or you could even use water, but I prefer to use, did I say nut flour? I meant to say non-dairy milk. Oh my goodness, I'm so glad I caught that, you guys. Okay, anyway, so I was looking to figure out how to get this to be as close to something resembling Jiffy cornbread. And so I was thinking, okay, maybe I need a corn extract. So I went searching to find out what was the best one to use in recipes. And I found that it was this one. Can you guys see that? Let's see. I'll show you the box. And it's made by Armour Ready. And this stuff people were raving about. It's a sweet corn extract. And at first I was not going to try this stuff because it is quite expensive. Do you see the size of this bottle, guys? Like, this bottle is tiny. It is not very big. And for this bottle, it's gonna cost you $25. But I really wanted cornbread, and I really wanted it to be close to Jiffy, and I knew I needed that corn flavoring, so I went ahead and ordered this. And you guys, I am not sorry that I ordered this, not at all. And this stuff smells so much like corn, and it's so amazing, you guys. Like, it is really strong. And so we're gonna add a teaspoon of this into our mixture. And it's so thick, you guys. I'm telling you, like, this stuff is super amazing. And now, sometimes when I have it, I like to add some baby corn that I will stick into my food processor and grind down and add some baby corn, but I don't have any. But if you want, you can totally add, like, I'd say 1/4 of a cup or 1/3 of a cup of baby corn. And so go ahead and get this mixed up. And this is going to be thick, as you would expect, because it is cornbread. Okay, and now we're gonna add 1 stick of melted butter. And let's get that all mixed in. Okay, you guys, now what we're gonna do is we're gonna go ahead and get this into a muffin pan, and this will make 12 nice sized muffins. And if you want to line yours, go ahead. I'm not gonna line mine. I just sprayed mine with some oil. Okay. And you guys, if you can see my pan, it's totally not dirty. It's just, I've never actually used these 2 rolls. And so they kind of got burned from, not burned, but like when oil would get sprayed on them. It's kind of gotten cooked on, baked on there. And I'm trying to find a really good way to get it off without ruining my pan, but so far I haven't been that successful. So if any of you guys know how to get this cooked on oil out of here, please leave it in the comments. Okay, so go ahead and get your pan filled. Okay, you guys, so I overstuffed my molds just a little bit, but that's okay. So I got 10 today. Normally I get 12. Actually, I've never not gotten 12. Today is the first time, so that's okay. Just make sure, if this happens to you, if you overstuff, you just make sure you make those adjustments with your macros. So I'm gonna have to make some adjustments for when I eat these. Okay, so now we're gonna go ahead and stick these in an oven that's been preheating at 350, and we're gonna cook these for roughly 15 to 18 minutes. Now, as I always say, my stove cooks faster than most, so mine's probably will come out at around 11 to 12 minutes. So you guys just be mindful of the way that your stove cooks, your stove operates, and know that all times that I give are just a baseline, just kind of a general timeline, but it really does depend on your stove. So my stove won't cook it that long, but I know for most people it will probably take 15 minutes. So I'm gonna go ahead and put these in. You guys put yours in, and then make sure you check them about at the halfway mark, so around 7 minutes, and then see what they're looking like. And then I'm gonna check mine again at 11 or 12 minutes, and I'll stick it with a toothpick. You guys do the same thing. Stick yours with a toothpick either at 12 minutes or check it at 15 minutes. And if it comes out clean, you guys go ahead and take those babies out. So I'll be back when these come out of the oven, okay? Okay guys, look at these. They are out of the oven. They look fantastic. They smell amazing. Now, I should say this. You can totally make this recipe with all almond flour. I still make it with all almond flour sometimes. I only did the Lupin Flour version today because I'm looking for just a little bit different of a texture, and you'll see why in my next video, because these will be making a reappearance in that next video. Let's see, what else can I tell you? Oh yes, if you want these to have a much smoother top, instead of being kind of rugged looking like this, and I don't mind it today, but you can always add just a little bit more non-dairy milk until the batter is a little bit thinner. And I don't mean like, you know, you want it runny. No, I just mean that it's a little bit more smoother than as thick as it was. So I would suggest adding it 1 tablespoon at a time to see how you like it, and then it'll give you a much smoother top when you add it into your pan. So let's go ahead and open one of these cuties. Okay, let's do this one. Okay, let's just break this in half. Oh my goodness, you guys. Do you guys see that? Oh, I don't know if you could see the steam coming off of those, but this is so gorgeous. They look so gorgeous on the inside, you guys. And so if you want, like I said, I'm looking for a little bit of a different texture with this, and so that's why I added Lupin Flour. But if you want it to be just a little bit more crumbly, like with a cornbread, then don't add the Lupin Flour and just use 2 cups of almond flour. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and give this a taste for you guys. To me, this tastes like cornbread. Now, if you want your cornbread sweeter, and I did not want my cornbread sweeter today. If you want your cornbread sweeter, I would suggest adding maybe up to 4 tablespoons of Confectioners Swerve, and then it'll be sweeter and taste more like Jiffy. But for me, and for what I'm gonna do with this cornbread, I didn't want it to be sweet like Jiffy cornbread. So I just wanted just that little hint of sweetness, and that was it. So that's all for this. I'm gonna go ahead and give you the nutritional facts for these. Okay. I'm gonna give it to you if you make these in 12. If you end up with less, please make sure you adjust your nutritional facts, because usually I do end up with 12. Okay, so net carbs, 2 net carbs, you guys, per one. And protein is 7 grams of protein, and fat, 18 grams of fat, you guys. So those are the nutritional facts for these. These are so delicious, guys, and I can't wait to eat this. And I think that's gonna be all for today. So if you guys like this video, go ahead and give me a thumbs up. If you guys are new here, don't forget to click that subscribe button, and don't forget to hit that little bell so you can get notifications every time I post a new video. I think that's it. So until next time, you guys, bye.